I think it's very good. It is very minty and chocolatey.
Don't fake it. Okay, when the camera was off,
it's good.
I heard him. He said, "Oh, that's good."
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that more like the way you said it?
Yes, that's exactly the way I said it.
You weren't all like
Thank you so much for putting words
sticking
in my
your.
mouth.
Welcome back to A Cup of Tea with Shawna Marie. So glad you joined me. Have you made your tea? I've made mine. I've even sipped it a little bit, realized that I didn't like how my video was going, and started my video over again and had to pour hot water in my cup again so it looked nice and full, but it still tastes good. I love tea. Today I'm actually drinking this Sipology tea. That's funny, right? This is from Steep Tea. I told you there's a little emblem there. I told you about the Steep Tea lady that came to my house and did a tea party and it was fun. Well, this is one of the teas that I got from her. Cocoa Bean Chai. Really, really good. And I'll share the link below with you of her .com. But anyway, what is it? Her website. She was actually here yesterday delivering the things that my guests and I ordered. And so I said, hey, you want me to put the camera on real quick? And we did a quick little snippet. So enjoy this little chuckle and fun time of meeting my tea lady. Here it is. The tea lady is here.
Hi, Shawna.
Hi.
I brought something special for Samuel to have some summer iced
Oh,
tea.
look.
It's an
That's
apple
so nice of
raspberry
you.
sorbet. Hope
Yes,
you like
perfect
that,
for kids.
Samuel. And then your great
want it?
things are here too.
You got syrup all over you from breakfast.
Oh, that'll be
Cracker
good.
Barrel.
So all of the orders for all of your party guests are in here, along with your host special, the Tip Top Crowd.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
So let me know if you have any questions about it. I hope you enjoy your tea.
You know, I think my favorite is going to be the Earl Grey.
I know that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Our Earl Grey at Steep Tea is particularly delicious. I think my all-time favorite is Cinnamon Hearts Puree, but right now for the summer season, the Pineapple Potion is my favorite because my kids love it. It's fruit tea, and when you make it, it's a beautiful blue.
Stop too much.
It's okay. And then you add a little bit of lemon, and it changes colors, and it makes you like a magician.
Which one is that one?
It's Pineapple Potion.
I was trying to pay attention, but my son was putting this on my shoulder.
Yes, well, the whoopee cushion is important. Well, you enjoy your tea.
Thank you
Thank
for appearing in my show for a second.
My pleasure.
I am going to put your link below today.
Thank you.
And anyone who wants to order from you, I don't know if I'm in the camera, but I highly recommend the stuff this lady sells because it's high quality. And I wanted to ask her favorite, so she just told me, but your favorite's going to change next.
Every time there's a new catalog,
yeah.
I have a new favorite.
Because
This time
they
Pineapple
always
Potion.
come
New
up with new
flavors
stuff.
every time.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, thanks for being on this.
You're welcome. So it's Catherine Garula at Nana's Teas.
Thank you. Okay, so the tea lady was here today, and I asked John what he wanted. He said something chocolate. So I had cocoa bean chai and choco mint, and you picked choco mint. What do you think?
I think it's very good. It is very minty and chocolatey.
Don't fake it. Okay, when the camera
it's
was
good.
off,
It's good.
I heard him. He said, "Oh, that's good."
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that more like the way you said it?
Yes, that's exactly the way I said it.
You weren't all like
Thank you so much for putting words
sticking
in my
your.
mouth.
You didn't stick your pinky out or anything. You just said, "Oh, that's good."
Yeah, it is. It is
Okay.
very good.
So, am I selling the wrong product? Should I be selling Steep Tea?
No, you should be selling what you're selling.
But it's really good. You'd recommend it,
But
right?
you should be buying this.
That's right. That's what we're going to do. So that was a fun snippet from yesterday when she came to visit me. Oh, she was cool too because like we went out in the yard and she was showing me how I had some neat stuff in the yard. And I like gardening. I like you know, that sort of thing. And I had told her, I think it came from the fact that I was interested in like the dandelions and what I can do with dandelions. And she started showing me that I had this neat stuff in the yard that I didn't even know about, that was growing in the garden that is part of the neighborhood I live in. And there was mint, and there was something else we weren't sure. It might have been bergamot. I don't know for sure. And she was showing me what can be done with the rose hips once they start developing, and the fact that they have lots of vitamin C. And so it was kind of cool. I think she has some bit of farm know-how in her history, so that's pretty cool. Oh, this tea is really, really good. Well, oh yes, the other thing I want to tell you. I am not going to be in the community garden this year, unfortunately, but I decided I really want a garden, and I don't want to have to drive to another community garden that I have to, you know, I did have a chance to apply to another community garden, and I decided not to. I wanted it to just be right there on the porch. So my husband took a bin that we were going to throw away, a storage bin that we've been using, but we decided it's really not a convenient size for how we want to store things. And it was cracked at the bottom, and we decided to transform it into a miniature garden for the porch. Along with, I bought a pot for for the basil. So there's like one circle pot on the porch, and I might get some other pot or two for other things, but this one bin, he poked holes in the bottom, and it wasn't an easy job. I hope his hand isn't hurting now, but he diligently made nice lines of holes in the bottom of this bin, and I filled it with egg cartons, and you know, the kind that are more like, I think anyway, that they're more biodegradable. Some eggshells and some couple banana peels I had, and I just put it in there as a filler, and then I put dirt over it, some potting soil I had purchased, and planted my garden. So I will keep you posted on how that's going throughout the summer. That'll be fun to check in on, right? So this time around, I really liked how last video, when I was reading in 1 Peter 3, 8 and 9, that the words were going all around my head, that I was, you know, I edited them into my reading. And I want to look at that again. So while you're drinking your tea, just to think about what it says, and to meditate on what it is that God wants us to do with one another, to be with one another. Oh my goodness, if we really thought about that, it'd bring a lot of peace in our homes. I really believe that. And so I think it's worth sitting on this for a little while and thinking about it. And then when we come back, we're going to look closer at the word harmonious. So let's look at that clip real quick. All of you be harmonious, sympathetic, brotherly, kind-hearted, and humble in spirit, not returning evil for evil or insult for insult, but giving a blessing instead. For you were called for the very purpose that you might inherit a blessing. So, it shouldn't hurt us to be given a blessing and not worrying about what's returning to us, because we know it's returning to us ultimately in Jesus. So that's a good little clip to be, you know, just to get us back into the frame of mind about how we are to be with one another. And so let's look at this word harmonious. When I first was thinking about it earlier, about talking about that word, I actually got out a dictionary to read all the things that harmonious, you know, the dictionary version of that word. It says having parts arranged in an orderly or pleasing way, having similar ideas, interests, etc., having musical tones combined to give a pleasant effect, harmonize, to be in harmony, to sing in harmony, to make harmonious, harmony, a let's see, pleasing arrangement of parts in color, size, etc. Agreement in action, ideas, etc. Friendly relations. The sounding of two or more tones together in a chord, especially when satisfying. And I thought that was great, you know. And then I realized I thought to look at blueletterbible.org and see where the root word came from. And I realized that the King James Version actually says of one mind. So it kind of gave somewhere where I read it, about the exact word. This doesn't necessarily mean that this is King James Version, but somewhere where I was reading on the blueletterbible.org, it was showing that it's of one mind or like-minded, i.e. harmonious. So, but the New American Standard actually used the word harmonious. So, how do you be like-minded? I mean, if we're talking about we're all believers, that one's easy because look at the word and do what the word says, and that's going to help us be like-minded. But we're human, and every day we have needs, feelings, etc., desires, you know, things that have to be worked out throughout the day in our homes. And so let's look at harmonious in thinking, how can we be more harmonious in our homes with our husband, with our children, in a godly way, in a way that doesn't compromise what's good, but you know, like harmonious doesn't mean you give in to your child so that we don't have an argument when they're actually doing something wrong. You know, oh, okay, you can watch that bad movie or something. No, that's not what it means. But I mean, there's no point in being contrary with our husband for no reason, right? Dying to ourselves. Dying to ourselves is a term that I hope you understand is like, you know, not being the one who has to always get their way or something like that. Well, let's look at what James 4 has to say about quarrels. I mean, let's see what it says. In James 4, it says, "What is the source of quarrels and conflicts among you? Is not the source your pleasures that wage war in your members? You lust and do not have, so you commit murder. You are envious and cannot obtain, so you fight and quarrel. You do not have because you do not ask. You ask and do not receive because you ask with wrong motives, so that you may spend it on your pleasures. You adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is hostility toward God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend with therefore whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God." And I'm just going to stop there. I think that really addresses where our starting point should be. You know, if every day we wake up to serve the Lord, and in that I think there can be an aim to be patient and peaceful and harmonious and not contrary. You know, occasionally there are reasons to say things and there are ways to say them, but you don't have to be like a contrary person, you know. So I hope this has been helpful. I know that it's helpful for me. A lot of what I do in front of the camera is a reminder to me and to make sure I'm getting at least enough of the word every week to get in front of the camera. It's actually helping me to hold me accountable. And it's just good stuff for me to learn and grow in, and I hope that you're also learning and growing. So thank you for joining me in this journey, and I hope it's blessing you, and we will look at some of these other words next week. Sympathetic, brotherly, kind-hearted. Well, I don't know how far we'll get, but we'll get bit by bit and really take it in and see how it can change our lives as we let God's word get inside of us and obey it. And if we find that difficult, ask Him for strength. So, well, ladies, thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll share this with a friend if you're finding it helpful, and allow my channel to grow. And if you haven't already, I hope you'll